In this video, I'm going to show you how you can deploy tgcf to DigitalOcean, which is a cloud platform. So basically, tgcf is a tool to automate your custom Telegram message forwarding needs. So in Telegram, if you want to forward messages from source to destination, you can use this tool called tgcf. This is completely open source and completely free to use. So if you want to run tgcf on your machine, on your Windows, Mac or Linux, there is a video for that. I'll update the link soon. And also if you want to run on your Android, you can use that. But for cloud platforms, you can simply use DigitalOcean. Other options are also available, like you can use Heroku or other platforms. Videos for those platforms will also come in future. But DigitalOcean is a very simple solution. It allows you to deploy in a very easy fashion. So if you use my link, you will get $200 free credit on DigitalOcean. So if you sign up from DigitalOcean website directly, what you get is only $100 free credit. But if you use my link, what you will get is that you will get this will get activated. You see this green banner is coming. $200 free credit comes for new users. So first of all, you have to sign up to DigitalOcean from the link that I have given. The link will also be in the video description. You sign up, and then you complete the initial verification process and all those process. Then you get the free credit. Now I already have a DigitalOcean account, so what I will do is that I will simply log into DigitalOcean. So I have my GitHub account connected with DigitalOcean. So I will just sign in. So when you sign into DigitalOcean for the first time, it will create some default project for you. But I am actually already using DigitalOcean for a long time. So I have already one project and I already have one server. So I will show you how you can create a new droplet on DigitalOcean. But there is a new feature in DigitalOcean called the apps. So these are the DigitalOcean app platform. This actually helps you to deploy in a much easier fashion. So if you just visit the GitHub repository for tgcf, you will find all the resources and information. If you need to go to wiki page, here you will get the detailed information. You can run tgcf in all these different platforms. You can understand how tgcf works. Like there is a two modes, the past mode and the live mode, and what are the environment variables that you need to set, and how you can configure tgcf and all these things. Now under this section, deploy to cloud, there is this article that I have written, deploy to DigitalOcean. You click on this article, you will get a full detailed understanding how you can deploy tgcf to DigitalOcean. So you can use the app platform or you can use the Ubuntu droplet. So if you want to save your time, then if you are already a pro user, then you can simply read this article and go with your work. But suppose you are a beginner, then a video would help. So that's why I'm creating a video. So here we go. First thing I will show you is how to use the DigitalOcean app platform. So we click on this create button and click on apps. So here we go. A new app will be created. So you have to choose Docker Hub. So Docker is basically a containerization technique. You don't have to understand what Docker is to use tgcf. Just simply choose Docker Hub. So the container, the Docker image is hosted in Docker Hub for tgcf, and in the repository name, you just put the official repository, that is anix/tgcf. So here you have to make sure that you are making no mistake. It should be exactly as it is. I'll also write this thing in the description. And for the tag, don't have to do anything, just use the latest version. Now click next. Now this is the most important page where you need to edit the plan. So click on edit plan, and you don't need so much resource. You just can downgrade it. Here you have a $12 per month thing. Reduce it simply. You just need only one container to run. Just reduce this to one. Next thing is that you click here and okay, here it is actually pro version is selected. You don't need a pro thing. With just the basic version and choose the $5 per month, tgcf will run smoothly in 512 MB RAM and one core CPU. tgcf will run smoothly in this $5 plan. Only in some rare cases you may need some higher version. Now once you have edited this plan properly, you can click on back. Another thing that we need to edit is the web service. Over here, click on the pencil icon, and in the HTTP port, by default tgcf serves on 8501 port. So you set this to attach to 8501, and for the other things you don't have to do anything. You can click back. So make sure you have clicked on edit plan and selected the pricing plan. And also another thing is that you have to make sure that you have selected clicked on this pencil icon and edited the HTTP port to 8501. Once you are done with this configuring the resources, now you can click on next. Okay, now for environment variables under the global thing, over here you need to set this environment variable called password. So this thing will be used to protect the access to web interface. So over here you can put any password. So for example purpose, I'm showing a simple password. You should actually store a very secure password. So now you can click save, and you have set this environment variable. Now one thing you have to keep in mind is that when you are using the app platform, it has a ephemeral file system. What it means is that if you stop the app platform, if you restart the app, okay, in that case any configuration that you have saved will get deleted, because actually what tgcf does is that it stores the user configuration in a local file. So when you're using a server like a Ubuntu server, a Linux server, in that case what happens is that it has a persistent disk. Whatever is written to the hard disk will stay. Even after you restart the server, the hard disk content will actually stay. It will not get deleted. But in case of this app platform, this thing, whatever is written on the disk is completely temporary and ephemeral. When you restart, it will get lost. So for that, we have another option called, you can connect to a MongoDB database to actually store the configuration, the JSON configuration in a MongoDB database. That you can do using a free MongoDB Atlas account. And how to do that, that will be a separate video. I'm not going to discuss this over here, but for that there is a separate environment variable called mongo constr. So this will be the connection string for MongoDB, and how you get that, there is completely separate video I will make, and I'll after I make the video I will put the link to that video in the description. That is required only if you want that extra security of backing up your configuration. Otherwise, when you are using droplets, when you will be deploying the droplets, you don't need that. You just directly rely on the droplet. The droplet will have things on disk. So here we go. Let me cancel this last thing and let me click next. So here in the region, you can choose whatever region you want to select. So you choose based on your location. Choose the nearest location. That will ensure the maximum speed, and click save. Now click next. So I have already set the app resources and the environment variables, and all this information is there. The billing plan is also shown, and finally click on the create resource button. So you will see a notification that the Squid app has been created. So this app name that you are seeing, this will be completely random. Okay, some random name will be given to your app. So you have to wait for a few seconds to. So what DigitalOcean will do is that it will download the image from Docker Hub and it will run that. So you can fast forward the video. We have to wait for maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes maybe to load this thing, to actually deploy this thing. Finally, you see this has been a successful deployment. You will get this green colored tick and you will get the link to the live app. So just click on this. So your DigitalOcean deployment is successful and the tgcf web interface will open. Now, how can you use this web interface? First of all, when you go to any page to edit the configuration, it will prompt you for password. So whatever password we have set just now, for example, I have set hello now. So that password I will use in order to access. You have to set a very secure password. What I recommend is that set a long password, and then you can save that password to your password manager. And there are so many features in this UI, so many things like different plugins are there. Okay, and how you can run tgcf. If you want to know about this, for that you simply go to the GitHub repository page. Okay, so github.com/arnik/tgcf. The link will be in the description. So if you go to the main page, the home page, in the readme, over here under the videos section, all the links of all the videos I have given. So in this feature overview video, in this first video, feature overview, I have shown what are the features and how you use those features. So if you want to learn how to use all these features, you can just click and watch that video. The description of that video will also be in the description. Now we have successfully created this DigitalOcean app. Obviously, if you want to destroy this, you can click destroy, then it will not bill you anymore. Now I will show you another thing. You can use a virtual private server. You can create a virtual private server on DigitalOcean. So you go to your default project. Actually, inside DigitalOcean, in order to organize your resources, you can use projects. So by default, you will have one project. And inside this project, basically, I already have one droplet. But for this video, I want to show you how to create a droplet. So first you click on the create button on top and you click on droplets. So these are nothing but virtual private servers, VPS. So you can click on this droplets button. And here we go. So we will select the Ubuntu image. Okay. And for the plan, whatever plan there is. So just click on the basic plan and go with the regular SSD. Okay. And the lowest price plan, that is $6 per month, this will work very fine with tgcf. Now you have to choose the data center region very wisely. As I said, choose nearest to your home location, nearest to the location from where you are using, so that in that case the speeds will be very high. Now for authentication, how you will log into the server, for that you can use SSH keys. Now SSH is a little advanced topic, I will not cover SSH, but password is a much simple topic. So you can just simply set a password. So whatever password you want, for example, let me set my name as password and let me add 123 at the end. This is a very insecure password. I will destroy this droplet just after the video. But what I recommend is that you should create a very strong password. You can use some password manager, because anybody who has access to the password, they can actually access your server. So let me do this password. It is not taking. It has to be very secure. Okay, so let me do. Yes, I have set a very secure password. Let me copy the password and let me write it somewhere. Let me open my text editor and write it. Here you go. So let me minimize this. So you have to create a very secure password. This is just for the example purpose I'm showing this. Please create a very secure password. And the next thing that we do is that you finally, in the last step, finalize and create, you can choose the name of the droplet. So here you choose whatever name you can remember. So let me say Ubuntu tgcf show. Whatever name you want to give, you give it. Right. So the droplet will be shown by this name. And finally, you click on this green button, create droplet. This will create the resource. You will get a green notification. So this new droplet is being created. You see this progress bar, this Ubuntu tgcf show. This is being created. You have to wait for a few minutes to start this droplet. If you want to read how you can do all this stuff, you can simply go to the wiki page of tgcf. It's an open source repository. Here you go to the deploy to the cloud section and click on deploy to DigitalOcean. Inside this, you have two options. You can expand these sections, the app platform option or the Ubuntu droplet. You can click here, and here you can see what are the commands that you need to run inside it. So let us wait for this to get deployed. Yep. Now when this droplet has been created, by default it will be on. You see this is the green icon is being shown. That means it is up and running. What I need to do is that I need to copy this IP address. And using a SSH connector, basically using a terminal, I can connect to this. You can also open a console in the browser. So you click on this console option and okay, so update the droplet console. Initially, when you run the droplet for the first time, it will show you something like this. You can click on this launch recovery console. Using this web console is not recommended because this is very slow. What I will recommend is that you use this app called Tarmius. It is a completely free to use application. Using this app, it's a SSH client. Using this, you can connect to some remote server. So what we have over here, so this web based page has come. So this will give you this login prompt. Here you can enter the password and login. But I do not recommend using this web console. This is very slow and not that good experience. So what I will recommend you to do is that you go and install Tarmius on your system. You can install it on your any device like Windows, Mac. I already have Tarmius in my system. So what I will do is that I will launch Tarmius and I will click on add new host. And here in the label, I can give whatever label I want. So for example, over here, let me give this label Ubuntu tgcf show. So let me open these two apps side by side. And in the label, let me give it. Now the address should be the IP address of the server. I copy the address and I paste it over here. Right. Okay. For the authentication, basically, okay, I'm not using SSH, so I will turn off this SSH thing. Okay, I have to use some sort of authentication. I don't know how to set the password here. Yeah, so you have to turn on SSH. You have to choose the default port, whatever it is. You don't have to do anything. For the username, you write root, and for the password, whatever password you have set, that thing you have to write. So I have pasted this in my text editor. I will copy this. I will paste the password. So this is the password I have set while creating this droplet, that password, and the username by default will be root. Okay, now you just click on this thing. This will be created. Now I click on this. For the first time, it will give you a prompt whether you want to connect to this server or not. So click add and continue. Now this is connected. Now this Tarmius is actually much faster than the web-based console. It is it's smooth and fluid. First you run the clear command to clear all this thing that is shown initially. So let me try to do one thing. The size of this is very small. So let me try to increase the font size. Yep. So I think I have increased the font size enough so that it's clearly visible. So first thing that you need to do in the server is that you need to update the server. So you run this command sudo apt-get update and sudo apt-get upgrade -y. You press enter. The font size is too big. Let me just reduce the font size a little bit. This is good. Right. So for the first time, it will install all these packages and make the server updated. This may take a little time, so you can fast forward the video. So here you can choose any of the options, like just press enter. I can clear this mess, and to actually apply all the updates, you just need to reboot for the first time. So the connection is closed. So let me close the terminal. So wait for a few minutes because the server will take some time to reboot. So after a few minutes, I click on this. It may show that connection failed. So we can click start over. So to retry, so keep trying for a few times. It may take like server, you have to wait for a few minutes actually. In the meantime, let me show you this thing. So what are the commands? First command that you run is that you update and upgrade the packages, and then you reboot. Next thing you do is that you install the Python 3 pip and the Python 3 venv, these packages. So let us try now again. Now it has successfully connected. Now I will just copy paste these commands from here. So it will prompt me to press yes, Y, just click Y over here. I have already actually created a video about how you can run tgcf on your machine, like maybe Windows, Mac, or Linux. So there, whatever steps I have shown to run on Linux, those exact steps you can run. So this is the installation process that I have shown you. After you run this, after this Python 3 pip and venv, these two things are installed, you can follow this thing. You click on this link and you just create a new directory. You move into that directory and you create a Python virtual environment and you activate that. Then you do pip install tgcf. You check whether tgcf has been installed or not. Then you set your password. The next thing is that finally you run the tgcf web. For all this process, all these steps I have explained in already in an earlier video, so I will not repeat how to run these commands in Linux. I will not repeat that. You can simply watch that video. I will put the link in the description. Also, another thing that you can do is that you can use the screen command. You can start a screen session so that even after you close the terminal, this tgcf web, the background process will keep running. So for that, the instructions are simply given over here. You can read the documentation right over here. So the purpose of the video has been served. I have shown you how you can actually set up your DigitalOcean, how you create a DigitalOcean account and you create the droplet and this app platform, and how you connect to the console through the Tarmias app. So all these important things I have shown you. Now simply you can follow the steps that are written. Just simply run those commands and it will work. Thank you.